What you practice? Actually, I can't fathom or rationalize and move past it. He determined this from his section, Island Daily, well respected.
It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Vikings and the Bills. And it's coming up next on Madden Football.
Oh, they indeed love their football here in upstate New York as you get a look inside Rocket Highmark Stadium in Orchard Park. Today, after a topsy-turvy opening weekend, it's on to week 2, and we've got a good one here, as it'll be the Minnesota Vikings taking on the Buffalo Bills. Hello, everybody. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, you take a look at the Bills entering play here. They come in off a good win on the road, and now they hit the home opener at 1-0. Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Vikings, they come into this one after a loss in the opener, and they're in for a nothing. The final weekend of the summer. Hope you're enjoying it wherever you are as we are off and running on EA Sports. And he opts to not bring this one out. The first drive will start at the 25. So here come the Bills on offense for the first time. And they will be led out by a man in his sophomore campaign as the quarterback.
I tell you what, when he's on schedule for that week, secondaries take notice because you've got to stay alert back there on every snap. A truly powerful arm, one that's capable of challenging any level of the defense on any given play. That's why so many scouts preach arm talent when preparing for the NFL draft. A quarterback with arm strength to make every throw in the book, he's an asset to have in any offense.
They'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's second down. Now an option play on second down. It's going to be a gain of 6 on the keeper, but it leads to a third down. A little do-it-yourself run right there, and a nice gain.
I like that he knew that that was about all he was going to get, so he did a nice job of protecting himself, took care of the football, took what the defense gave him. If they continue to allow him to do that, they'll find their way taking what they can all the way to the end zone.
Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down.
Offside, defense.
Well, we looked at each other right when he flinched. We knew that that flag was coming.
Yeah, offsides, easy call, mark off the 5, and keep it moving.
To throw on third down, Roper. And this pass broken up. Well, the contact well timed there, and now fourth down. The Bills send the punter out. He'll kick it away after a 3-and-out on the opening drive of the game. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. That's fielded at the 8-yard line. 62 yards on the punt that time. Wow. And the Vikings will be backed up deep to begin their drive as they take over first and 10. So out comes the offense now with a long field ahead of them. And at quarterback from the University of Oregon, it's Justin Herbert.
And no excitement unless you're on the defensive team of last week in his numbers. Because the only excitement he really generated was the one interception he threw.
And no touchdown passes.
Yeah, and his team wasn't real thrilled about that. And they lost the game. So I know this week has been tough on him because he's been working hard. Fundamentals, footwork, finding the right targets. And bottom line, how do they get a win?
And another fine run there. This one good for 15. He's come out on a mission here to start this drive. Another first down. On first and 10, it's Lindsey. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. Second and 10. The Vikings had 0-1 in the year following the loss in the opener. And right now they're probably asking, hey, who did we offend in the scheduling office? Back-to-back road games to start the season.
Yeah, that's a great question. I'll bet someone called the league office to protest, but sometimes it just shakes out that way. But if they get out of this with a split, know they'll get those home games later in the season, it could be quite an advantage for them if they take care of business now.
Going to throw on third down with Herbert. Got a man. It's complete to Jelani Woods. And he's got a first down as the tackle made at the Bills' 39. A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains. So 1st and 10 now in Buffalo territory at the 39-yard line. They go back to the ground now with Lindsey. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. A look at the numbers a week ago for Lindsey. 11 carries, 60 yards.
And I know that last week's game is over, but this feels almost like a continuation of what he did in the previous game. It's almost as if in his mind he knitted together the 2 weeks with no break. He's off to a nice start here.
On 2nd down, a run with Lindsey. And he works his way free all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone. 56 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things. And it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Part of their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on 1st and 2nd down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
They'll go again with Lindsey. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. 18 yards there, and it'll be a 1st and goal.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him.
And he will take this one into the end zone for a Viking touchdown. A great play there. His first touchdown of the new season. And the Vikings have taken the early lead on the road here in Buffalo. Extra point right down the middle. And that makes the score 7-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. So here come the Bills out for their second drive. And the last drive, their first drive, 3 and out. What changes here, if anything?
I think it's making sure the guys that you trust the most with the ball, the biggest playmakers you have, that they touch it on this possession to try and get things moving.
Get it to the horses.
Without a doubt. They're the ones that typically end up in the end zone.
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. After 7-0 on EA Sports. Second quarter now in Buffalo. It's the Bills in control of the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, Roper. And that's incomplete. Now it's 2nd and 10. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he's going to ball his way forward to the 48. That'll leave him with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. On 3rd and 2, Roper pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have a Bills first down as this defense unable to hold. It's a 7-yard gain there on 3rd and 2. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
Nothing fancy on 1st down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed. Because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for 2nd downs. Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Christian Gonzalez. And the Vikings are going to take over at their own 11-yard line. CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape, he's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
No gain on the play there, second down. It shows you right there, he can do more than just cover in the secondary from that free safety position.
Yeah, the evolution of the position has really been significant, hasn't it? Because a lot of teams no longer have a free safety, strong safety designation. They just have safeties. So wherever the ball is, one can be close to the line of scrimmage, one can be deep, and vice versa. On that play, how about that tackle we just saw? Pretty nice.
27 yards there, a first down.
Press coverage on the outside, and for defenders, that's the ultimate risk-reward. If you take the risk, can you reward yourself by keeping them on the line of scrimmage? But no, not on that one. You got to step on them. Now it's just a matter of laying the ball out there for him to go get it.
Ball on the 40 now. Here's a 2nd and 8. Another run by Lindsey. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8. That last play backwards a yard.
Sometimes being a linebacker in the middle of the field is kind of like being a doctor on the field. You got to make the right diagnosis. Here he correctly sets his run and shoots through to make the play in the backfield.
Pass out left, caught by Woods. And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
A gain of 8 there on the play, and that'll bring up a 2nd down in just a couple. 2 minutes on the clock, second quarter, 7-0 ball game. 2nd and a couple. A give up the middle to Lindsey. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
Herbert changing things up. They'll go to the air here on 3rd and 2. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. They'll go with Lindsey up the middle. And he'll be taken down just shy of the red zone at the 21. 85 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half. Now 2nd and 3. Shotgun snap and a give to Lindsey. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
I know the speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Herbert wants to throw it on 3rd and 1. And he is caught. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. Justin Herbert looking to pass. This is caught. Touchdown, Vikings. Jelani Woods as the first half is winding down. And the Vikings will extend their lead here just before halftime. Now for the point after. And it's good to make it 14-0. That one in the books as a 12-play drive. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
So we come upon halftime with our score. Well, everyone's eager to resume play here in this Week 2 contest, so we push right through halftime and back at it for the start of quarter 3. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. Taken at the goal line. And he returns this to the 22. Out come the Vikings. They'll have it first on offense as we begin the third. And they've got the lead, CD. What do you expect from them in this second half?
Well, I like what they were able to do on the ground in the first half because they had a lot of success running the ball, and I certainly think we'll see more of that. But I'd keep an eye on that defense, and I think their coaches up in the box will do the exact same thing. If they start to see one or two guys start to creep towards the line of scrimmage, that'll be licensed to take some shots downfield. No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
The catch and run, good for 18 and a first down. A run with Lindsey out of the gun. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL. And he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
And this time he's going backwards. So after the no gain on the last attempt, here they get him behind the line.
The Bills bring out a couple of extra defensive backs to defend this third down play.
Yeah, they're going dime. Now it's Herbert. Then Woods has it complete. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. Last play they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards. Things looking much rosier for him here in week 2. They work with the lead as they've got it 1st and 10. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. 99 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. On 1st down, right back to Lindsey. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. A great effort there. His 2nd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Vikings take a 3-touchdown lead. Extra point splits the uprights, and it's now 21-0. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. So here's the Bills offense now. They get ready for their first possession of the second half.
Here we go, Shaq. Let's go.
On 1st down, Roper over the middle, complete. It's Barry. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. From the 31, here's 2nd down and 2. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A big chunk on the ground there, 27 yards. Work to do here to avoid falling to 1-1, but this is 1st and 10 right now. Looking to throw. Roper. And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
They'll get only 3 there, so it leaves them with a 3rd and 7 ahead. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. This Minnesota D up to the task on the 3rd down pass play. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range. Well, Brandon, anything beyond 50, you start rolling the dice a bit. And once you get up around 57, 58 yards, the chances of making it go down dramatically. And sure enough, this one winds up no good.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the 3rd quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2. Now a 2nd and 2.
At the 29-yard line.
Back to throw here, Herbert. That'll be caught left side by Woods. These two have hooked up 9 times now this afternoon as they pick up the first. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. Back now in Buffalo. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. Herbert's throw pulled in by Woods. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. That one good for 17 yards. And now they've got it 1st and goal. They'll run with Lindsey. And he gets halfway there from the 6 to the 3 on a gain of 3.
That didn't just feel like good defense there. That felt like pride, didn't it? He's already gotten into the end zone twice, trying to get there for a 3rd time. No one likes to have the hat trick against them.
Again, it's Lindsey. And not a whole lot there as they'll get him down at about the 2. Call it a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal. Lindsey will take this into the end zone for a Viking touchdown.
Well, this offensive line has really stepped up to the challenge here because those Mastodons, they've been sensational clearing holes all game long. And this is great work down here near the goal line to give their back the space he needs to work his way into the end zone.
Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. The Bills ready to take over. Well, it's been a struggle so far for this offense, Charles. It's not only that they haven't been able to put the points up, but really stringing yards together has been a real issue for them in this one.
I'm so glad you brought up the yardage because I was thinking to myself, we've seen a lot of NFL games, and we've seen our share of lopsided contests, but in almost all of them, both offenses have put up at least 200 yards in a game, but not in this one. This has been a display of offense that, frankly, I think the two of us have watched from behind our hands, trying to spread our fingers wide enough to actually see the result.
The Bills on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. Back to throw. Roper. He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have a Bills 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
That's good for a Bills 1st down.
Throwing on 1st down. Roper. That's Olave bringing in another one. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 10 more for him on that one. He's been a busy man. It's a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Looking to throw. Roper under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Dropped for a while. loss of 7 by multiple defenders. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Here comes the blitz as they look to throw. Now a stoppage here as we've got a Bill shaken up on the play. We'll check on his status when we return to Orchard Park. 7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Back to throw. Roper. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. And the defense coming through on 3rd down. A loss of 7 to bring up 4th. So it's Bills football here as we get you reset. They come up on a 4th down situation with things not looking particularly rosy. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And the Vikings are in great shape here as they take over at their 46-yard line. How about one last great play defensively, and that should, for all intents and purposes, finish off this shutout.
That's as good a defensive performance as we've seen in a long, long time. And I know as a team they will celebrate, but I will guarantee you the defensive guys, they'll get together somewhere and have their own private celebration. A shutout, that's something to be cherished.
And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They're going to pass here with Herbert. Looking for Woods again, and he finds him. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Herbert now. Throw left side complete. That's Woods. And out of bounds all the way down at the 3. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20. Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal. They'll try to run with Lindsey. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Things are rocking easy here in the 4th quarter. They've got to feel pretty good about this one. Actually, they've got to feel excellent. Tough loss in the opener. No way they wanted to go 0-2.
I don't want to read too much into it, but psychologically, is there something much bigger about 0-2 than 0-1?
Oh, without a doubt. And here's the biggest one. Guys like you and me, all the media, are going to talk about, well, you know how hard it is to make the playoffs when you start 0-2. And that starts to work its way through a team.
And now they're working towards 1-1. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And, okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
The safety blitz turns out to be a great call defensively as they sack him for a loss of 9.
At the 16-yard line.
Blitz forthcoming as he'll look to throw. And that one too wide and incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Picked up by Christian Gonzalez. And they take over. They'll set up shop at the 46-yard line.
46-yard line.
Here's a give to Lindsey. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
A loss of a yard.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. With the late lead, Herbert's going to throw it. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Moody. And a timeout comes in. The whistles blow with 3 seconds remaining. On 1st down, it's Herbert. As this complete to Woods. And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds. for the winning team here, Charles, that's about as big and clean of a win as you could hope for in the National Football League. No turnovers. Meanwhile, you forced turnovers. You didn't allow any points, and you put up a bunch of points. What an effort.